Hey everyone, Justin Giddings here, the Kickstarter guy, and it's another recording in our series of 30 See, I messed it up. I've been doing so well for the past week or so. 30 crowdfunding training videos in 30 days. And this is a question that I saw in my Facebook group called Hacking Kickstarter. You can literally just go to hackingkickstarter.com and it'll forward to the Facebook group. Definitely go there. Tons of information. I don't allow spam, all that kind of stuff. All right. So in there, I had a question pop up that was basically, I want to make sure I get it right. Should you charge shipping for perks? Totally valid question, and I've got some opinions as well as some evidence and that kind of stuff. So it's not just me. All right. So the idea, the sort of structure of the question is this: when you go to create your rewards or your perks on any of these platforms, you are prompted to put in shipping terms, and it can get really specific. You could literally put out a price for each and every single country in the world. Some of them allow you to do regions, so like the EU, the European Union, there's like a fee there, right? And then of course like domestically, and you could do shipping there. I generally recommend against charging shipping. Now, if you are a product creator or a game, like I work a lot with like outside of filmmakers, I tend to work with like tabletop RPG type people, so like physical board games space. I've had those clients that they've all charged shipping. Some of them have even charged shipping after the campaign. In other words, and they'll have it in the perk. It'll say shipping will be calculated during fulfillment. But it'll be like, hey, $20 gets you the book, and then 3 months later on backer kit or whatever these fulfillment services are, it'll say, great, where do you live? Okay, this is how much it'll cost to get to you, and they check out then and pay then. But shipping's kind of essential in that place, especially with products and games, because you're probably going to have a very international audience. It's less built around your network or your network's network, sort of those like degrees of separation. However, for creative projects, and I would even argue for domestic, depending on the product and game, even domestically there, um, uh, when it comes to domestic, I would never charge. So if somebody comes to one of my clients' campaign pages and they drop $100, I first off I teach them how to price their perks in such a way that they're not going to have costs, very much cost, if any. So that helps. But I've had that question pop up: should I charge them shipping? Because this thing is like, cost me $5 to make it, then I got to get it to them. And in that creative space, when people aren't buying a thing that's cool to them, they're supporting something they think is cool. There's a bit more of a feeling of being a patronage in the old school sense. Because nobody's charging $100 for a movie ticket. No one's charging $75 to watch a short film. And yet this is what the average is that my clients get paid per backer to make these things. So it sort of sucks to then turn around and be like, okay, thanks for the $100 for that short film. You owe me another 10 for shipping. It hasn't seemed to go down well for my clients, and so I recommend against it. Now, if you have international backers, I tend to tell my clients to go ahead and put in some international rates. It can sort of depend on what the perk is, but kind of use some basic common sense. If it's a heavy item, maybe you see what heavy items kind of in general cost to get to Europe. Know that you're not going to probably be very accurate. You can be. I mean, gosh, go to, get some postal codes, weigh that stuff, and you can get as accurate as you want to be. For most of my clients, the idea is more that their shipping cost is going to subsidize their shipping payment is going to subsidize the cost, but you might still be out of pocket a little bit for that shipping. It's worth checking, particularly on weird items like posters. They're in funny shaped boxes and they don't ship well or easily or cheaply. So definitely think if you can get your perks in sort of like adorable little boxes, you could do worldwide priority mail for $30 tops, right? So be strategic about that, but know that those people are sort of expecting. If I'm coming to a page and it's a foreign country's project, it's probably going to cost me a little bit of money to get those rewards to me. So that's acceptable. But domestically, so again, domestically, like if you're in the UK, don't charge your UK people. In the EU and so forth, Australia, just get that thing in their hands. Be strategic about the rewards so that your shipping isn't going to cost you as much or a lot. And then for the people who are outside of those territories or that space, yeah, go ahead and charge them shipping, but know that it's more that they're subsidizing that and usually not paying for it outright. So I hope this helps. I know it's a very like technical specific thing, but it's these weird tiny little questions that pop up right as you're about to hit launch. You're like, oh, should I charge shipping? That can really jam up my clients. The big meta stuff, you know, don't be a jerk when you market. Like that's something that sticks in people's heads and you repeat it over and over and you do that as part of your prep. It's the little tiny things that can sometimes trip you up. So you'll notice as we sort of finish out the month in terms of the 30 crowdfunding training videos, you might see some more specific applicable information pop up because I've kind of gone over a lot of that meta stuff. You know, my coaching is includes 12 hours of essentially like a boot camp plus the coaching. So there's a lot more information to go into that's really specific and really varied and frankly really important. But this whole series, the whole point of it is like, let me paint the picture of what a successful crowdfunding campaign is going to look like and how you're going to pull that off. And sometimes these little pieces are important to know. Cool. So I hope this helps. Again, if you have any questions, please leave them below, or you can email me, justin@thekickstarterguy.com. I've got a podcast coming up called Greenlight Yourself. It's on almost everything except for iTunes as of now, so you can probably Google it and find it. But it's called Greenlight Yourself, Creative Crowdfunding for Filmmakers. And I've got my free, no spam, no advertising, nobody's posting their campaign there, Facebook group called Hacking Kickstarter. Hackingkickstarter.com will take you right there. And I don't usually mention this, but I'm feeling it. Thekickstarterguy.com, which is sort of my main website and kind of the first place to reach out if you so desire. All right. Thank you for watching. I hope this information was helpful and we'll talk soon. All right.